Do you love your dog? Yet every day, you might still be breaking their heart without even realizing it. Have you ever seen your dog curl up at your feet, nuzzle into your hand, or give you that sad look every time you're about to leave the house? Could the things you consider normal, like waving them away, changing meal times, or even patting their head, actually be silently hurting the dog you love most? In this video, you'll discover 11 small, everyday habits that can make your dog feel betrayed, abandoned, or panicked. A few of them will likely surprise you. And if you truly love your dog, don't miss this video. 10 plus everyday things that hurt your dog's feelings. It might just help you see the way you love with a new heart. Section 1. Inconsistency. You might be causing your dog to live in anxiety just by changing its mealtime by a few minutes each day. Dogs are creatures of habit. They don't just remember feeding times, but are also acutely aware of your schedule. Today you walk it at 7 o'clock, tomorrow at 9, and the next day you forget altogether. Small changes like that, to a dog, can feel like a storm of anxiety. They don't understand what's happening, only that the pack leader is no longer consistent. A dog that loses its sense of security is no longer truly itself. Do you usually feed and walk your dog at consistent times? Or do you adjust based on your own schedule? But even if you keep a perfect routine, a single wrong reflexive action can still break your dog's trust. Section 2. Head petting, a loving gesture or a harmful mistake. You think petting a dog on the head is a sign of affection? For many dogs, it actually feels like a sudden attack. A dog's head is an extremely sensitive area, and the act of reaching down from above can startle them or make them feel threatened. Especially for shy dogs, what seems like an innocent gesture can cause them to retreat or freeze in fear. It's similar to someone constantly patting your head without asking. Maybe you wouldn't get angry, but you definitely wouldn't feel comfortable. Just one wrong head pet could gradually erode your beloved dog's sense of trust. Where does your dog like to be petted the most? Have you ever noticed their expression when you reach for their head? And if you've ever accidentally yelled at them in anger, the impact can go even deeper than a misplaced pet. Section 3. Scolding, when your voice becomes a blade that cuts trust. You don't need to hit your dog to hurt them, sometimes. Just the tone of your voice is enough. Dogs don't understand every word, but they can feel the energy behind your voice. When you yell, they don't hear, "That's wrong," they only sense anger and threat. This teaches them nothing, except to fear you. Imagine making a mistake and someone you love screams in your face. Would you feel remorseful for the mistake? Or hurt by the humiliation? Scolding doesn't teach a dog what's right. It only teaches them to fear the one they love most. When was the last time you lost control with your dog? Have you ever seen that look of disappointment in their eyes? But sometimes, the hurt doesn't come from yelling, it comes from silence and neglect. Section 4. Neglecting them, when loneliness becomes an unnamed wound. Did you know a dog can become depressed just because you're too busy? Dogs are pack animals, and their need for social connection is very similar to that of humans. When you're busy, forget to play, or don't interact with them daily, your dog will not only feel sad, but also experience a sense of abandonment. Imagine this: being locked in a room all day, with no one talking to you, nothing to do. That's the reality of a dog forgotten, even within its own home. A neglected dog doesn't scream, it just quietly breaks its heart. Day by day, how many minutes do you spend each day just playing or simply sitting with your dog? And sadly, sometimes, they are even made a joke of, even when they are terrified. Section 5. Laughing at their fear, and unknowingly taking the wrong side. A single laugh from you can sometimes leave an unhealed scar in your dog's heart. Dogs can be afraid of thunder, vacuum cleaners, or seemingly harmless sounds. When you laugh at them for trembling, jumping in fear, or hiding behind furniture, you may not realize that you've just made them feel isolated and ashamed. To them, the fear is real, but the one they look to for protection is treating it like a joke. When a dog feels its fear is not respected, their trust begins to crack. Bit by bit. Have you ever seen your dog afraid of something you once brushed off? When did that happen for the first time? But emotional pain isn't the only kind. They also hurt when something they cherish is suddenly taken away. Section 6. Taking your dog's food, a small act, a big panic. Do you feel annoyed when someone snatches your chopsticks while you're eating? Your dog feels the same way, it's just that they can't say it out loud. To dogs, food isn't just nutrition, it's survival instinct. In the wild, protecting their food is a crucial life skill. When you suddenly pull their bowl away, even just to check, you're triggering a deep-rooted sense of insecurity. This can lead to food guarding behavior, anxiety during meals, or even defensive reactions. A dog that eats in fear isn't really living, but merely defending itself in its own home. Do you often touch your dog's food while they're eating? What's their reaction when you do? And later, when they try to come closer to you seeking warmth, what you do next could hurt them more than any scolding ever could. Section 7. Pushing your dog away, when a simple gesture cuts the bond. You just want a little space, but to your dog, it might be the clearest form of emotional rejection. Dogs connect through physical touch. When they nuzzle into you or rest their head on your leg, it's their way of saying, I want to be close to you. But if you instinctively wave them off or gently push them away, they may feel rejected. This is especially painful for sensitive dogs or those with a history of abandonment, because in that moment, they don't understand that you need space, they only feel, I'm not loved. A thoughtless push can plant the seed of a painful thought, I'm no longer important. Do you often push your dog away when you're busy? What does their gaze look like in that moment? And if you think you've subtly redirected their behavior, be careful how you use the crate. Section 8. The crate, meant to be a haven, but turned into a prison cell. If every time you made a mistake, you were sent to your room and locked in, would you still see that room as a peaceful place? To dogs, crates are instinctual, like dens. They're supposed to be safe spaces, where dogs retreat voluntarily when tired, sad, or needing rest. But if you use the crate as punishment every time your dog misbehaves, you're turning a haven into a jail. Over time, just seeing you reach for the crate door can make them shiver with fear. The crate no longer feels like rest, it becomes a place to hide from you. A dog that no longer dares to step into its crate is a dog that no longer feels it has a place to belong. Are you using the crate as a resting spot, or as a tool to teach a lesson when they act out? Yet some wounds run even deeper, not from actions, but from comparisons. Section 9. Comparison. When you love a dog, don't make it live in another's shadow. That Lucky from next door is so much better behaved. A sentence that sounds harmless, but to your dog, it cuts like a thin blade through trust. Dogs may not understand every word you say, but they can read your tone, your eyes, and the energy in your emotions. When you praise another dog in front of them, or constantly bring up a late, former dog, they sense the comparison, and it makes them feel not good enough. According to Psychology Today, dogs have emotions similar to a 2-year-old child, meaning they're capable of feeling jealousy, exclusion, and being made to feel second best. A dog spends its entire life loving one person, and if that person compares it to another, where else can it truly belong? Have you ever unintentionally mentioned your old dog while petting the one you have now? But even if you never compare, there's an even quieter mistake: only showing love when they're good. Section 10. Conditional love, when affection only comes after obedience. Are you loving your dog only when they do things right? Many people only pet, praise, or reward their dogs after they follow a command. That's not wrong, it's how training works. But if all affection comes only after sit, stay, or good dog, your dog may slowly begin to feel, I'm only loved when I'm perfect. According to the dodo, dogs are highly sensitive to when and why they're touched, and if love only comes with rewards, they may develop anxiety. If I mess up, will I still be loved? A dog that lives to please, but constantly wonders if your love is just a temporary prize. Do you often hug your dog, for no reason at all? Just because you love them? And then comes one of the saddest moments, when you leave the house, without even saying goodbye. Section 11. No goodbye, when you leave, and the feeling of abandonment stays behind. You may be gone for just a few hours, but to your dog, it can feel like the 1,000th time they've been left behind. Dogs don't understand, I'm going to work, I'll be back soon. They just see you change clothes, grab your keys, and disappear. If you leave without a word, without a wave, without even a glance, the emptiness of that moment repeats itself daily and etches into their memory. According to the ASPCA, dogs pick up on pre-departure cues, and without reassurance, they're prone to separation anxiety, excessive barking, scratching at doors, or sitting still, refusing to eat. To you, it's routine, but to your dog, it's the aching question, why didn't she say anything to me? When was the last time you looked into your dog's eyes and said, "Be good, I'll be home soon"? Because in the end, what hurts a dog most isn't that you leave, it's the feeling of no longer mattering. Now you know, pain for a dog doesn't just come from harsh treatment, but from the smallest things, the little habits that seem harmless. But you, too, are the one person who can heal them, with nothing more than attention and understanding. Because to a dog, loving you is the only thing they truly know, and they've never asked you to be perfect to deserve their love in return. In the next video, I'll be sharing 15 things dogs never forgive, even if you think they've forgotten. These are common mistakes, but ones that leave lasting marks in their hearts. Has your dog ever been hurt by something you did? Or do you realize you've made one of those 11 mistakes? Share your story with me, because maybe your experience could be a lesson for someone else too. If this video helped you understand your dog better, stick around. I truly believe, when you understand, your dog will be happier, and the world a little gentler.